This is the Promise to Succeed podcast by PTS Marketing. Hi, I'm Roberto Williams, and today I am with an amazing real estate agent, right? Her name is Charlyn Burgess, and as you guys know, we are here doing this thing with real estate agents who have their real stories, So how we go about it is we just go through, we talk to our real estate agents and we get their takes, we get their insights, their opinions, and they share a piece of themselves so that we can then learn and grow from these agents. So as I mentioned, today we're with Charlyn Burgess, and Charlyn Burgess has a whopping 20 years of experience in investment banking at a very prominent Jamaican company. And, she also has 3 years of real estate agent experience. So when you're working with Charlyn, you're going to be getting all of that experience, And not just that, but she has just recently gone full time into the real estate game. So yes, Charlyn, how are you?
I'm well, Roberto. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
How are you?
It is my pleasure. I am doing well myself. I'm very excited to have you on today and to get into our very exciting questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
Awesome. So my very favorite question, that I always like to start with. How did you get into the real estate industry? Coming from the finance industry. How did we get here?
Well, it's something that I've always wanted to do. When it comes on to finance and investment, real estate is investment as well. So you're looking for wealth, growing your wealth. So real estate has always been a part of what we do. In investment banking, they offer, accounts that actually invest in real estate. So when you are able to purchase the actual item,
yes,
buying property is something that you leave as a legacy for your family. So that's just in line of what I do or what I did before.
That makes
so
sense.
It was natural to go into this business.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, who would you say is like your biggest influence to kind of usher you into the real estate space? Who was your biggest influence?
I have a few friends in real estate, actually. A lot of people that I know are in real estate. I don't think it was any one person. I think it's just the job itself. At the end of the day, it's about how you are serving your customers. So it's not necessarily someone that said, okay, this business does this and that.
Exactly.
It's just a transition of meeting people where I could. And I'm all about service. So that's where I'm coming from.
Right. And I realized that from talking to a lot of real estate agents, they're very big on that word service, So I realized that it's a very touching topic for people when we talk about service. So what I want to do is let's kind of peel back that aspect of service and kind of look into that. Before you started inside of the real estate industry, before you started working in real estate, what was like the biggest misconception that you had before finding out that this was like so focused on the service aspect? Was there any misconception for you, Was there any shocker?
The shocker is it would have been easier. What you find that service is very important, but really and truly real estate is about demand and supply. So that's the shocker, right? Because no matter how good intentional you are about, trying to serve your clients, if there's nothing to give them or they are not able to purchase the property that they want, then it makes no sense, right? So it's like, that's the situation. Demand and supply is the biggest shocker that we're having right now.
Right. So, okay. So you mean based on whatever the market is giving you, the demand that's there in the market and whatever the market is supplying, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There's more demand than supply in a sense. I mean, at a particular level, I would say.
I see. So when that happens, say for instance, you're having too much demand and not enough supply, what's your strategy that you usually do to kind of cope with that?
Well, I remember I don't build the houses. So the thing is, really and truly,
yes,
really what we have to do is just advise our clients along the lines of affordability, help them to understand what the market is like, and try to assist them in terms of getting the loans and advising them how to save towards it as well. So if you're not able to do it now, give it another year or two based on what is happening. Although, we do see the property prices going up. So that's one of the biggest challenges, right? But a lot of the clients really don't know how to go about getting what they want. So that's really what we have to do. Advise them, support them where we can, and then we see where that will go.
Right,
But the
because
demand is really on a certain level. Yeah.
yes. Oh, so it's you're saying it's basically encapsulated inside of a certain level, as you're saying.
Price point.
Price point,
Yes,
right?
a price point. Right.
That's
So
what I was going to
yeah.
mention. Because what I realize is that you have a lot of people inside of that. Is it from like $30 million downwards, right? Or what's your take on
That
that?
is where we
Yeah.
are at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know what the salary bases are for Jamaicans, right? And when you calculate it, if you're doing a mortgage at $40 million, you're looking at about 100 and change for payback per month. And when you think about that, a salary base of say 300,000, 400,000, that $120,000 coming out, you have not taken out any utilities, expenses at all have not come out of that.
Strata.
That is where we are at. You and the other person need to be making the same $350,000 for it to make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree, Charlyn. I agree. And because of that, I'm actually starting to see a lot of foreigners kind of taking up those deals that are below their price point, right? But still above where, the ordinary buyers
The regular
can
Jamaicans can
Right.
afford. Right.
And I hear a lot of real estate
Right.
agents talking about that, So, yeah, man, we're definitely seeing that demand and supply kicking in. What's your thoughts on that, by the way?
Yeah, it's a challenge. Well, that's where the challenge is. That's where the situation is because in America, a dollar is a dollar, right?
Right.
Most of our properties are being sold in USD. And that's the drawback because if it's $10 million
Yes.
versus 100,000 US by next week, by a year, it's no longer $10 million. It's now at 16 mil because
Right.
the rate of exchange has
It's
changed.
increasing.
So it is. I mean, it works for the seller. It works for the seller because in essence you get more money. But with that said, as you're saying, the overseas persons are able to purchase these properties wherever they are at whatever price point, again, because their dollar is their dollar. And I think that is what is causing the issue, and that's what had caused the issue right after COVID, because that's
Right.
where all of this
That's where it
started to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
See, I'm
man.
already
If you
learning
look
so
at
much.
it after 2020,
Right.
after 2020, I think when everybody got scared and wanted to come home,
Yes.
there was an influx because persons were now
Yeah.
going into as well Airbnbs because we had a lot
Yeah.
of Airbnb situations. So properties were being purchased for that as well. So yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. Let's switch gears a little bit, right? As you know, we're
Okay.
a marketing company ourselves, and we always love to talk about marketing. So, what are your thoughts on marketing? Do you believe that as a real estate agent you should be marketing, or do you believe that? What's your thoughts on that? I'm curious.
No, man, you have to. I mean, for me personally, since I was doing it part-time before, right, I didn't have the time to push myself out there. I believe marketing is very important because it creates a presence for the person as well as the company. So
Yeah.
you are building a brand for yourself, through your organization, but you have to build a brand for yourself because at the end of the day, people are doing business with you and not
That's
necessarily
powerful.
the company. The company is just the name behind you at that point. Marketing is very important.
That's very
And that's why
powerful.
we're
That's what you
here.
said a while ago, Charlyn. You said,
Thank
just
you.
to touch base on what you said, we should be building a brand first, and that's a lot of people don't really understand the gravity of that, to see that,
Right.
the brand is really you. It's not the company. Some people usually see the company's logo and all of that out there, but they don't really understand that
Mhm.
you are literally your own business within a business. That's how I always like to look at it.
Exactly.
You're a business within your business. Yeah. So
Right.
that's powerful. And you are the first, as a real estate agent, you're the first face, or the frontline person that your buyers or your sellers actually see representing your company. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's good to stand out and be a part of. So socialization is very important. That's a big part of marketing.
Which brings me to my next question, in terms of marketing, what are some of the things that you like to use? What are some of the strategies that, without sharing your biggest secret, but what are some of the strategies that you like to use to market yourself?
Well, as I said, this is pretty new in terms of being full-time. So, of course, we use social media. So, the TikToks, the Instagram. I'm not so much on Facebook right now, but I think it's a good place to be because you have older folks there
Right?
and you have to create a niche and a marketer. If you're looking for something special, I think Facebook would possibly be an area to push. And you have to look at the regular paper marketing, your
Yeah.
cards, your
Traditional stuff.
flyers,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. So do you have like a system that you use to follow up with your leads when they come in, and you talk to them? What does the back end part of it look like?
Well, our company does have a system in place, and it's called a tally dashboard. So that
Okay.
really keeps our clients' database, all their information, so it's easy to access. For me personally, WhatsApp is your friend, your biggest friend right now.
Right.
And that's the way I communicate with my clients a lot of times. I
Exactly.
use my calendar on my phone a lot. I'm
To
trying
stay
to cut out
organized.
paper because you move around and you leave the paper or the book somewhere. So I'm really figuring out how to use what you call,
Your calendar.
your phone.
Right.
Your phone itself,
Right. Right.
Yeah. I'm not in the AI thing as yet. I'm not
Fair
that
enough.
I'm
Fair
at
enough.
that age where I'm not at age. Yeah,
There is
me
still
too
time.
old for
There is
that.
still time. No, there is still time. Remember, AI
Exactly.
is going to be with us, it's the future, so
But
there is still time.
I'm telling you, just like Bitcoin,
Yeah, exactly. You
the
see how
things we
much
run from.
Bitcoin reach now?
Yeah, man, it's over 100,000. It went to 130,000 a couple weeks ago.
Right, for one. So you have to be buying parts of a Bitcoin.
No, but if we did have sense, it dropped to 20,000 last year in
Right.
February and it was falling significantly. We should have bought more.
That's
But I
when
think at that time, a lot
right.
of people, they might have no money. We never have no money.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, I remember when Bitcoin was even like $100. You remember those times? Those people who
Listen, when I
who
when
bought it.
I when I heard about Bitcoin, my sister was playing games and getting it free. And I'm like, look where it's at. No, when it went up to
Exactly.
20,000, I'm like, you guys must be making a lot of money. You're rich. They're like, nah, we use it on eBay and those things. My son, I don't even have one. Yeah, it was crazy.
Definitely.
So I went into that as well. I actually have a basic idea of trading. So I watch it every once in a while.
Nice, that's good. And I think
Yeah.
that's where the finance background speaks. That's where the
Yes.
finance background actually
Yes.
comes in. So
Yeah.
how do you merge that background of finance with real estate and actually then bring more value to your customers? How do you do that?
It's easy because it's something that I would have been doing, while being a financial advisor. When you speak to your clients, you really have to look at what their needs are. And at the end of the day, when you're creating a portfolio, it takes into account short-term, medium, and long-term goals. And most of the time, everybody has a goal of owning their own home. So that's where it starts. You create a plan to be able to save towards that deposit, which is 5 to 10% most of the time.
Right.
And that's really how it's correlated. So I have that conversation with the client. Normally, a lot of people that I meet really have not had that conversation with themselves. They want a house and that's it. I want to go and get a loan, but they don't understand what the procedures are to get that. So that's where the finance comes in, and then I would basically be able to advise them where to put their money to get a better return on the investment overall. Because I don't do banks
Sense.
like that.
Right.
Although I them do the loan. But I advise clients to invest because that's where you get a better return.
Yes, so basically they're getting a comprehensive approach from you. It's not just about
Exactly.
owning the property alone, but looking at the property as an investment for your future, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. I like that.
Exactly.
I like that. So,
Building, legacy building,
yes, man.
thinking about where you want to be in 5-10
Yes, man.
years.
Because
Yeah.
then a lot of people who purchase property, Charlyn, they're not really looking at,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the fact that this property is a means of actually building generational wealth. A lot of people, they're just looking at the property as somewhere to rest their head. So a lot of people don't
Exactly.
really see past that as something that is going to build that wealth
Be handed down.
generationally, right, handed down to their next generations and stuff. Or,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really amazing what you're doing with the merging the two.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So now I know you're actually helping people to see their future, and actually looking towards their future. But let's talk about yours. What's your long-term vision in this career as a real estate agent?
Well, I think real estate is like being a life insurance agent. It's until you die. I want to,
True.
I
True.
want to, outside of making an impact, of course, building my brand, as I said to you, I want to be known for real estate. I want to be known for, being able to impact people's lives and knowing that I've done a good job where that is concerned. So the whole idea in this business is to become one of the first to be called when you think about real estate.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know that must take a lot of trust from your clients. So how do you, show your clients that they can trust you? How do you build trust with your clients?
Well, I'm very good at that. I think I have a great people personality that starts. It starts
Yes.
there. I'm normally very genuine with my clients, and coming from, as you said, a financial background, confidentiality is very important. So once they are able to trust you, a lot of people are gonna have conversations with you outside of the norm. So
Right.
as I said, I try to look at what the needs of the clients are, and that is going to be based on the conversation that you're having, asking the right questions, being present to the conversation that you're having, because they will talk, but you have to be able to hear everything that they're saying. So as you said earlier, where some people are not aware that they're building a legacy or, leaving something for their family. But during the conversation, sometimes you will hear that. So you will know how to choose or to assist them going forward in buying the property that you think will be better impactful for that actual situation. So it's really just having a genuine conversation with the client and making sure you follow up, with whatever you're doing, being somebody who is, your yes is your yes and that's it. You
Right.
are doing what you say you're supposed
Honest.
to be doing.
Yeah.
And communication, once they can call you and you are answering, because that makes people very, very funny. They worry when they can't get you on the phone. So those are the things that I do.
Especially when you have their finances in your hand.
Exactly. People don't want to play with their money, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So as I said, that's where the financial background comes in as well, because it's natural for me to want to have that kind of, situation happening with my clients.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I have a very fun question for you now. This is my, most famous question.
Your fun question?
Yes, my fun question.
Okay.
So what is the most outrageous thing that ever happened to you as a real estate agent?
Well, I do have a story, and I don't know if it's outrageous.
It's fine.
I actually have a client that I'm trying to sell a property for, and he was trying to do a cash sale. Apparently, the buyer got it in his head that he wanted the seller to pay all the legal fees.
Okay.
So that's not the norm. That is not the
Okay.
norm.
Okay.
There's a split, right? So like the
Right.
transfer tax and those things are split.
It's split between
Legal
buyers
fees
and
are split
sellers.
as well once the agreement is done, right? But he told his lawyer that all the fees should be charged to the seller.
Okay.
Of course, that never worked out.
Right.
The whole thing blew up because he's now trying to say, all right, because I'm doing this in cash, I'm
Right.
entitled to all of this right now.
Right.
So it blew up.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
guess that is outrageous because you know
It
that's not how
is
it
because
works,
yeah,
right?
that's not something that is normal. And I mean,
That's
any real estate agent would get it. It's it's known that these things are actually split. You don't. It's not courteous to want to have the other party pay, whether
exactly.
you're doing it all cash.
And he did
And
get a
what I
discount,
find
you
too,
know. He got
sorry.
a discount.
Exactly. That's what
He
I was
actually
just
got
gonna
a
share.
discount.
I find that all cash
Yeah,
buyers,
man.
they usually get a lot of perks, but because they have their cash, they tend to try to get more perks than it is warranted for.
Yeah, but
I've
that
heard
makes no
quite a
sense.
few real estate agents talk about that aspect. You're not
Yeah, but
alone
that's
in that
silly. It's
outrageous.
very silly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very silly.
Awesome. Yeah, man. I appreciate you sharing that, Charlyn. Definitely appreciate that.
You're
And I
welcome.
mean, my final question for you before we wrap up, you know, I just want
Mm-hmm.
to know, how do you want to be remembered by people, in this industry? How do you want people to remember
Remember, I
Charlie?
said I want to be the one of the ones that they call, right? So
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
to be remembered for the impact, helping somebody get to where they want to be, purchasing the dream home. I like to be a part of people's lives. So I find that when I get close to my customers,
Right?
years later they'll see me on the road and they know me, right? So
Awesome.
I have that situation. So that's what I want. I want to be the impact, the person who that helped you get there. The dream come true person. That's Charlyn. She was there and she helped me and she took me through
Yes.
this. And, even if it never worked out one way, it worked
Right.
out somewhere else. And she didn't leave me in the process. So that's what I want to be
Exactly.
remembered for.
Yeah. And I mean, when you are that person for people, as you say, even if it doesn't work out, they tend to tell their family about you, their friends, and this is a referral business. So because it is a referral business,
Exactly.
people will refer you just for being for leaving an impact on them, whether the deal was closed or not.
Exactly.
So I like that. I like that the fact that you're going for that. I never once hear you mention anything about the financial or all of that. I know that must be in it, because
Yeah,
that's
man,
a
it
part of
comes
the
with it,
reward.
of course.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
that's
main
that's a part
focus
of
is the
it. We all want
reward.
to make money. We can't be working for free.
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
because we have our own bills and expenses,
Exactly.
right? So it's natural.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but what I'm saying is I like the fact that, you're not pushing that out first. Like that's the first thing. Oh, the money. You're really focused on service. You start off with service. Oh, my camera just zoomed in.
Mm-hmm.
So you start off with service first and then you
Yeah.
end with impact. So that's very powerful. That's very powerful. And I think
Thank
that's
you.
a powerful combo for success. Definitely.
Thank you.
Yes.
I will
So
keep that
thank
in
you.
mind.
Yes, thank you, Charlyn. I really appreciate you. Before we actually wrap up, I want to showcase a property that was actually shared by Miss Charlyn today. Let me see. All right. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, and we're going to look at a property, and she's going to tell us all about this property as if we were there purchasing the property from her. And this is Pinnacle, right?
Yes, it's the Pinnacle.
Right. So tell us about the Pinnacle.
All right, well, I'm not sure if you know, this is going to be the tallest building, well, the 4 tallest buildings in Jamaica. I'm actually selling on Tower 2, and what they are offering here is somewhat like a hotel slash residence.
Okay.
And what this does for you is really an investment for you that you don't have to really manage for yourself, because what the Pinnacle will do is rent the place for you, take care of it, maintain it. So you're really just buying
Okay.
it and putting it down, and they will take care of everything, and you are paid at the end of the month a percentage of what is gained from the rentals.
Wow.
So this yeah, the opportunity is there in terms of it will have everything: pharmacy, supermarkets, gym, spa, access to pools. They will be building a beach there as well. And you have, I think, about 8 restaurants that will be on property. So you have access to that
Oh,
once
nice.
you are an owner. Yeah, man, it's going to be a beautiful space. And it's family friendly, of course, because, with all of that amenity, It's like you don't have to leave when you go there.
Right.
You'll be just locked in. So you can do everything on the it's gonna be like an island, to be honest, when you think about it, because everything will be there for your convenience.
Very nice. So where is this located, or where will it be located?
It is at Reading, Montego Bay. Can't
Okay.
miss it. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Okay.
Yes.
Two
Yeah, two
bedroom,
bedroom,
two
two
bath.
bath.
Okay.
You have, and then all of the apartments have the view. You have a view. So this one has a view
That's
of
the
the
balcony,
mangrove.
right?
So you're always overlooking. Yeah. So it's like almost like a 360.
Right.
Roberta, I should invite you. You should come by.
Yes, man. When is that open house?
Yeah, man. It's going to be on November 6th at the
November
Pinnacle. So we're
6th.
having cocktails. I'll send you the invitation so you can actually come
Yes,
and view the whole property as well as the demo that they have now, because
most
they have
definitely.
actually finished one, so you can see what the
Wow.
setup is.
Nice. I would love
Yeah,
to. Yeah, man. So I will definitely check my calendar and see
definitely.
if I can be there. And if I can, I'll definitely come view it, give you my support also, and just check it out
Definitely.
and see what is going on. Just from what I'm seeing here, it looks amazing, you know. And if it's a case
Yeah,
where,
man.
you know, other persons, say for instance, the viewers looking here are actually
Mm-hmm.
wanting to come and whether do the same viewing, or they want to do any other business with you, they want to list a property with you, what's your contact information that they can reach you at?
So my telephone number is 876-231-0738.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
put it on the screen.
charlynjm@gmail. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
And
and
of
then
course I have
any
WhatsApp.
social media. Okay. WhatsApp on
I
the
have
same number.
Instagram. Yeah, man. WhatsApp on the same number. I have Instagram is Charlyn_the Realtor, and TikTok is the same.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So
And
those
on Facebook
information
is my
are on the
real name,
screen.
because Facebook is from long time.
Yes, yes, yes. So Facebook would be Charlyn Burgess, right?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. 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 Amazing. So yes, I thank you so much, Charlyn, for your time today. Much appreciated. I learned a lot, learned a lot from the experience, and yeah, I really appreciate it. To all the viewers who, came and, viewed this, really appreciate your time. If you are a real estate agent yourself and you want to, maybe do some marketing with PTS Marketing, feel free to go ahead and book a meeting with me at meetings.hubspot.com/PTS/real estate. All right. And you can book a meeting with me there and we will talk about doing some marketing for your real estate. And for anybody that wants to reach out
Okay.
to Charlyn, again, her information is on the screen. You can go ahead and actually reach out to her, you know, book some time with her, have her list your property or purchase property from her. So again, thank you so much for joining us, joining myself and Charlyn. It was a pleasure having you today, Charlyn. And, really
Thank
hope
you.
to have another conversation, even come to your viewing.
Definitely. I'd love that.
Awesome, awesome,
All right.
awesome.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Likewise. And remember, guys,
All right.
we post a new video every Thursday on our channel. So you can see us on YouTube and all our other channels, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. All right. And they're on the screen. All right. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye.